Hello, welcome to a quick look with the Casual Hour. My name is Bobby. I host this show. Joining me is the gamer on the go and my co-host Chase Kinnicky. Chase, I want to show you some robots. How do you feel about that?
I love robots.
Me too, man. We're going to be playing a game called Phantom Brigade. It's currently in early access from Brace Yourself Games, the makers of Crypt of the Necrodancer and Cadence of Hyrule. You can find this game on the Epic Game Store and Steam and PC only early access. So I know that's a bummer for you, but you get to play it with me.
I get to watch you play, yeah. I've watched some of this game you played before. I think it is pretty cool. I'm excited to watch you play and see a little bit more of it.
Yeah, today in this quick look, I want to do a few things. I'd like to show you what the combat's all about because I think that's the real star of the show. We're going to look at what happens outside of combat when you're traversing through the world. And we're also going to take a look at maybe some customization and planning. And we'll hopefully have a pretty quick look for that. But those are a few things I think we're going to focus on. If you like what we're doing here on the show, please give us a like and a follow. We also go live on Twitch a couple nights a week as well. So if you're enjoying what we're doing here, make sure to get reminded about it by clicking and liking and smashing whatever you need to do so. So Chase, what we're looking at right now is our main overworld view. We have a lot of these provinces to work through.
Ooh.
And I don't know the full breadth of the story, and I don't really want to spoil anything because I hear that this game has a pretty heartfelt story that goes alongside what you're doing. Long story short, you are working against a regime of sorts, pretty totalitarian, it seems like, and you've got mechs, they've got mechs and tanks and things like that you're going up against. Outside of combat, up here in the upper left, you're going to see a few things that we're going to focus on. You've got your world view where you can zoom in and select where you're going to be going. The traversal in the game is time-based, so you can advance time forward. All of the things in the game as far as repairs, scavenging, all that are on timers, but it takes us a couple of minutes when you move that forward. So like once you complete an objective, it's like if you want to scavenge the area or salvage the area, it's going to take 6 in-game hours.
And other things during those 6 hours can occur?
Yeah, so like if I'm here, so like right now, we're over by this farm. Oh, let me zoom back out here. This is us here, our mobile base. I've got a patrol squad out here that could potentially come into us and proc a battle. So like
okay, so if you're just scavenging the area, they can say like, oh hey, we found you, and then catch you relatively off guard.
Yep, so you can see that we're currently in my gosh, I'm gonna butcher this, but Astabager Wheel or Weil.
That is not how I pronounce that, but sure.
This particular area is currently we're at 64 level of hope out of 100. So we're wanting to reclaim this area as we have where we started in this mountain base region, and we want to turn the red blue.
Always.
So moving forward through some of the things we'll be looking at here. This is our base. On the base, you can do all kinds of things from repairing, recovering. You have a workshop that we'll get into, but also managing your pilots. And so if I wanted to get into our different units that we have here, this is where I would do so. And I can go in.
These are fun.
Yeah, they're really cool.
You customize the colors?
Oh, yeah. So
Nice.
I've left one. Where's it at here? 376 is one that I haven't done a lot to. I thought that you and I could go through and design one of those when we show what that editing looks like.
Sure.
The other thing is you have a squad of pilots, and they all have nicknames and real names that you can edit. You can edit their photograph. There's some history about them that you don't get to change that, but it does let you know like how many combat encounters.
Hey, it's me.
There's a Chase, there's a Bobby, a Johnny, and a Sarah. You do work with fatigue levels for these. So if you are, as pilots risk their lives in combat, they become fatigued. The more fatigued, the more susceptible to concussive damage. Pilots are restored gradually over time, but some events can temporarily remove fatigue altogether. Like story events and things like that.
So does this have like some Oregon Trail FTL-ish elements to it of, hey, you randomly found this thing?
I haven't seen anything that's...
and...
Yeah, nothing like that so far, but things from battle that could linger over quite a bit.
Like, what are these events that could take away all of your tiredness?
So, like, maybe that you come across a big story beat where you have to do it, and like you didn't want to go into it, but like the base off like this is to move the story forward. It's going to clear fatigue for you to be in that with like full health.
Okay, so it's not like, oh, you guys found an oasis and got to relax for a little bit. Everybody's fatigue went.
Not that I found so far.
Okay.
So we've got our base. I showed you the world. We've shown our pilots. As far as inventory goes, these are things that you get from battle. So these are all mech parts, and I can swap these out and do that. It does use a common, uncommon, rare, epic system. So you'll encounter some of those things as well. But then in the workshop, you have resources and supplies, and you can actually build. Like we can build a unit right now if we wanted to. So I can build a particular part. I can build the frame, or I can, if I had enough, I could just say like, hey, I want to have this particular unit built and all the standard parts that come with it. So you
these things all take time too, right? That says like 4 hours and 30 minutes. Is that what that means?
Yeah, but it'll just be a few minutes if we fast forward that.
Right.
So what I'm going to do now is we're going to take on this patrol unit over here.
Yeah, let's get into a quick battle and then let's play around more with some of the robots.
So you will right click to move and advance forward. As you can see here, we're on that one time. I'm going to speed that up, and it goes pretty quick.
Okay.
So there's a few things that you get whenever you're starting this off. It's going to tell you what the updates are here and what we're looking for. This will also give you the opportunity to deploy smoke. I have 3 of these. I'm not going to use those right now just for one of these battles, but you can come in with a bit of an advantage. So when you go into the suit up
so
mode,
that doesn't get you out of the battle. That's just giving you a bit of an advantage while you get into battle.
I believe so. I haven't initiated it, but my understanding is that you're going to come in and have a bit more of an advantage over them.
Okay.
So you get one last chance to go in and change your loadout if you wanted to customize any particular parts. So we're going to be rocking one heavy. We have one individual that can dash and do some cool stuff, and then we have another 2 that are doing more assault base. I don't need to change anything with our pilots. We're all good there. Units, I'm not going to change. So we're going to go back over to this, to the combat. Where'd that go? The briefing. There we go. And we're just going to deploy.
Bobby, you said this is in early access right now?
It is in early access. It's been updated a handful of times. I don't know the exact length of the roadmap for them.
Okay.
So let me give just a very brief overview of what's happening here, because this is a little dense, and I'm by no means an expert here. But in this game, your unit or your faction has acquired tech that allows you to move 5 seconds into the future. And so this game is based off of a timeline of events that you're basically going to be trying to intercept events and move accordingly to do damage and not take damage. And so I'm scrubbing this bar down here at the bottom, and you can see the advancement and then potential attacks of the enemy units coming into us. If I give myself a little bit more of a view here, I've got some areas that I can move into for cover with these houses, but also these rock formations. But every one of our units I can click on, and they have their own ability to move and attack and intercept what's happening here. I can also click and see the timeline of the enemy. So I know that this enemy is going to be driving, but they're going to initiate an attack about 1 second, 2 seconds in. So I can see that they're going to be making those moves. So I'm going back and forth. And then what I want to do is do my best to get out of harm's way while inflicting damage. Make sense so far?
Yeah.
All right. So we know that we've got at least 3 attacks coming in, 2 of which are going to be blocked. 1 will land, it looks like, based off of just some of those natural obstructions there. So the first thing I want to do is get Sarah out of the way, because she's going to get hit by that attack. So I have a wait, a run. I've got a primary and a secondary attack for this particular suit. One of these will have a shield where they can protect themselves. I can eject also, which I don't, if I get to a point where my mech is that fucking damaged, like I don't want that to be the case. So I'm gonna move Sarah, and as you can see, like I'm progressing, and it's doing it in real time. So it gives you the ability to dodge and know where the attack's coming, but it also will show you what they would do based off your placement. So really the only path I see right now for Sarah is to maybe dig through these trees a bit, where but she's still going to be taking damage all there. So like I'm going to look at maybe another move to intercept this particular mech here.
Sure.
I've got this one. So you actually have the dash ability, which is pretty cool. I can jump.
I am pretty cool.
You are pretty cool.
That.
So I can dash up here for you. And as you can see, like, you're not taking any damage yet, but then you've just now got proc for both of those. So I don't want to put you there for that. Really, these guys are coming in pretty hot, from what I'm experiencing.
Can you just sit back and wait for them a little bit?
Yeah, for sure.
Or is that a waste to not?
No, you can absolutely do it if you wanted to. Like, I don't have to advance forward, but what I'd like to do is get to a better spot here to where I can have the upper hand on them versus the other way around. So if I moved you over, like, you're still going to be taking damage there. Really, from what we're seeing, if I can just move Sarah back, we might be in an all right spot based off kind of turtling here a bit. Like, I might move that person. Let me see what we get when we move Sarah over. That seems to be probably... Oh, nope, she's going to run into somebody. So I don't want to do that. Because collision damage can hurt you and your team if you're not careful with it. But that one looks to be all right.
Okay.
So far... Oh, we're going to have 2 hits there if I move Sarah that way.
But you can move the other mechs at the same time, right? And
yeah, for sure. So like if I wanted to move Sarah and then move around her trajectory here, that still gets shot on top of that one there. So I don't want to do that. And this is, you know, I mentioned on our show, I was going from checkers to chess and some of the other strategy games that we've been playing. It's a lot slower. There's a lot more density to it. All right, I feel good about that one. That gets him up here. Lets him come in a bit. So I think on this timeline...
So you're not confirming any of these movements until you've done all of your moves and then decide, okay.
I got this execute button here. So again, like, looking through this timeline, I don't think anybody's getting hit. And that's going to move them all in here a bit. So let's just execute that.
Yeah.
That was just telling me, like, hey, you have people who haven't moved yet.
Yep.
All right. So time slows back down, and now we know that there's going to be advancements. I have one person for sure getting hit, which would be Johnny. Johnny is our heavy, so he has a shield, so I can take that hit a lot easier with him. And that tank is not going to have a ton of HP, especially against Johnny. He's got a pretty heavy close-range weapon. So we're going to move Johnny up and let him take this thing on a bit more directly. I think that's going to be good for where that comes in. So I've got his run leveled in there, but I also want to protect him. So I'm going to take this shield, and when he first gets contact, I'm going to place that shield there. So now... I also have to select who's doing the damage on him, because you'll always have your robot's going to face whoever's going. Even if I'm just doing an attack, I don't have to aim it; it'll automatically do it. But in this case, for shielding, you can choose how that goes. So we're covered for that attack.
That's cool. That is very granular, but that is cool.
Yeah. So I've got that leveled where he's going to take that hit pretty well. And now, if I wanted to attack. Let's see, when does that thing drop its guard down? Perfect. So it's going to come into here. That's when I'll hit my first attack. So now, let me back that up and show you again. You're going to see that ring around my character. I want that to enter into it. So once that happens, we'll start there. I'll place my attack. And now I can choose how this goes.
So what's the percentage number that's there?
Yeah, that percentage is the probability of you landing your attack. So
okay, so there are some dice rolls. We talked about this game on the podcast last Wednesday, and we're talking about like XCOM and dice roll stuff. So it's interesting that there are some percentage.
The way I answered your question on the podcast, though, is like I could have a clear shot where I had like a 90 to 100% on XCOM and still miss it. Where here, like, I'm landing that shot every time.
Right, they're more conditional than XCOM's is, where it's a literal dice roll. But there is, there's still some kind of. Does your fatigue affect your potential to hit too?
Not that I've seen, only for you getting concussion, which then will impact how you move and do other things in the game.
Okay.
So,
Alright.
so Johnny's in a pretty good spot. I don't know if his attack will fully register on this turn because of our timeline, but we're in a good spot. He's protected.
Right. Is like that, if you rotate like that big light there, is that from like their shotgunner who
Over
shot
here?
something earlier and that's continuing to move?
This one here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
those are still shots, but because they are past the 5 seconds, the original 5 seconds,
they're still there.
going. Okay.
And they're gonna land here. So Johnny is gonna take the shot from that. It's gonna focus on him. I can grab you, and what I can do is dash over here, and then move you up alongside Johnny.
So this should be a pretty safe spot because that tank's getting taken care of now.
That tank is focusing on Johnny. It doesn't give a shit about you. The cool thing about all this is now I can bring your attack in over this. And so I could even actually go for your primary, which gives us a bit more of a window here. I'll move that forward. So once I land that there, I'm going to select this. And now you're focusing on that. So you're doing damage on the tank as it comes forward. Then Johnny finishes it off.
Okay.
But the problem there is we are going to clip, it looks like, each other. Because the dash moves way too quick. So let me remove that.
Can you move first and dash later?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
So I can move you around this way. So I'll do that here. And we should have, yeah, there's a free path there. Then I'll add this dash here. Well, let me do the dash there. It's putting the dash at the end. So I'll just continue moving with you up here, and that'll go right into your attack still. So we won't dash.
Okay.
We'll just run. All right. So I feel like that tank's going to be taken care of. Nobody's aiming at you. You're good. Johnny's got a secondary person coming at him now based off his movement. So that mech in the back, we're going to focus on that with another person here.
Okay.
So let me grab one of our other mechs. And this is going to be Sarah. I'm going to move Sarah over this way. And I don't know how far out she can go at that point. So she'll be able to take that thing on. So Sarah can't get to the mech that's shooting at Johnny. But I can get her to be a bit more ready for this tank coming in. So I'll set that up. Sarah will take a hit on that tank, and she's free and clear of any damage at that point in time.
So I know there's a lot of setup involved here, but when you actually get into the battling, are things relatively quick in terms of like HP and defense for enemies? Are they bullet sponges, or are you?
No, it goes
pretty
pretty quick.
Okay.
All right, then I have to get me out of the way here, which I forgot Sarah's behind me.
Can you like start to move up to that top of that rock like you did before with a different unit, and then maybe get some shots that way?
So I think everything is gonna clip there, though. You and
Sure.
We got a clipping there, and that's gonna fuck some things up. Let me try one more here. I might have to redo Sarah's. Actually, I'm gonna have to redo Sarah, I think. I'll wait. I'll just get rid of that. All right, there we go. Back to me. So if I move myself over here and I take that path that we had Sarah doing, that should put us in a much better spot. Nope, that's not going to work. There we go. That takes care of the tank. Now I will move Sarah accordingly. Clear out her there. I think that this is going to work for her to move up like we talked about. Let me get her in a spot where she can then take that mech potentially. So I'm not going to be able to get this one and that.
But you can converge on him for the next 5 seconds after this, right?
Yep. Okay. And that attack is still going to go here. So I can work on putting a little bit extra on that, and that'll take care of that tank. And then we should be in a good spot. So
Does anything have to like reload at some point?
No.
Okay.
All right.
I wondered if that would be like another time thing you need to worry about. Is like, oh, we have to reload, so I need this person out of the way of damage for this long.
Johnny takes those hits. So we've done some pretty good damage on that mech, on that tank there. You can see here that I've got its left side pretty much gone. So that's going to stop its movement with one more hit. And then we've got...
Can you zoom in at all?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe for your next big attack, you can zoom in when the damage is happening.
All right. So we'll line one more of these up, and we should get a pretty good spot on it. I'll try and be a little bit faster in my planning. It is just, again, a bit of a...
Yeah, I mean, that's what this game is. That's
yeah. All
what
right.
the genre is.
Yep. All right. Because they call it a turn-based real-time hybrid, which I can see that for sure.
Yeah.
That tank is pretty damn close here. That is going to attack us. I've got myself over here. I'm going to go ahead and start this particular round off with attacking that, and that should slow it down quite a bit. I'm also going to be moving while I do that, because I want to run up here on this mech that's going away from us. So I'm coming up this sideline. I think that's a good spot there. Let me see. I could clip it at the end. Get a pretty good drop on that mech. So now I'm attacking the tank and the mech with my character. We're good there. This particular tank, I'm going to try and keep from coming around, because I just got to hit it one more time. What I'm going to do is take you up to intercept that particular mech here on this side, because that's going to end up right there. So I'll dash you up, give you a bit more of a vantage point there. That then is going to put that mech on you. I don't know if the dash is going to help us out there or not. You might take some damage there. Let's see what we can do. Not quite where we want you to be. All right, so let me get you up a bit further. You're in that tree line. That tank is going to intercept the first hit that thing shoots out. So there will be some friendly damage there. If I put you over there, that should give us what we need from an attack standpoint. Perfect. All right, you're on that one. I'll get Johnny slightly out of the way from this, but also attacking that.
Yeah, that tank seems really determined to just blow through your defenses and just...
Well, that's one of the things, too. Like, they will sometimes try and hit you, because that's going to keep you from being able to move. Like, there are melee abilities, too, when you get close enough. Like, you can do a melee build on this if you wanted to.
Okay.
So there's that attack. Now I'm gonna take some damage here because I'm overheating on Johnny, but I want to shoot that tank, and
Sure.
that should stop that from moving. I also feel like this tank might not be as successful at attacking me or attacking Sarah. We've got this one coming through there. I waited here at the beginning, so I want to move her forward. That tank comes down like that. She's then going to be taking some damage from that mech. We got her up on that perch. Conditionally, this thing's not going to attack her. That mech could attack her still. Is that the only one that's going after her? Yeah, I think both of the tanks will be out of the sight. So if I bring her down this path here, I don't think we have any. Yeah, we're good. And then put this ring out. We're going to be attacking this same target. I might even be able to line up a second attack behind that one. Yeah, perfect. All right, between all of that, I think that we're going to be in an all right spot here. So
Okay.
I'll zoom in a bit. Anybody want me to try and follow?
Let's see that enemy mech, because it's getting hit. 3 times, I think.
Yeah.
By me, and then 2 by Sarah.
All right. Let's execute.
Wow, just getting peppered.
Yeah, that thing got fucked up pretty good there. So let's take a look at what we did, because I think we disabled 2 parts on it. Yeah, we completely blew off its left arm, and its lower body is linguini at this point in time. That thing's in real rough shape. That's going to be an ejection. So I'm not going to focus too much on that.
So that guy knows he's done, so he's going to get out of there,
Yep.
which means you can harvest all the other mech parts.
Yep. And same thing here. Like, this one's... We completely blew up that tank. This tank is still... They're going to surrender. So I'm going to leave that one be. We're going to get more parts from it. Tank, that's it, right? We got that tank done.
Do you get anything else from surrendering? Like, is that a new potential pilot you can have if they surrender, or...
I don't know about the pilot. I don't know about that. I haven't had anybody surrender yet. They've usually just ejected. All right, so...
But they do forfeit. They do forfeit their vehicle.
Yep. So everybody's in pretty good shape here. If there's a spot... Victory retreat becomes available if all hostiles are eliminated. So I can start moving our team over this way. And this would be like... an area to get out of if we wanted to. I don't think we're gonna have to go get everybody there, but I'll just start moving that direction. Because again, I think most of these folks are gonna say fuck it and get the hell out of Dodge. Where's our last one at? Here we go. That's them. Here we go. Just see what happens here.
Oh, did you run into that tank?
I don't think so. Maybe I did. Alright, they're about to surrender. I don't know if I want to shoot that one or not. It's not doing anything. Can't do anything. It's inactive. Okay, maybe they already left. So I'll just move us forward here, because that surrender didn't quite take place.
Okay.
So once that happens, that should be our condition for getting out of here. Yep, there we go. Cool.
Nice.
So I think that went all right. I mean, we didn't hardly take any damage at all. And the way it works, it's like XCOM. Well, I don't know if it's exactly like XCOM, but at least Chimera Squad, that your units will exit whenever they get to that area. They're already off the map, so they're safe at that point in time.
Okay. All right, successful mission.
Yeah. So let me show you really quick, like what
Are you leveling up by getting experience or anything like that?
So I think that there's some things with your pilots where it shows like the amount of combat that comes from there. Like I haven't seen like, hey, you've unlocked this yet, but certain things have happened by the way that you win it. Like it unlocks new stuff in your workshop. Okay. So this is the breakdown of what we're going to be getting from this particular one. This whole thing is great. We got a lot of body parts from this particular type of mech. It looks like it's a dasher also with the things on the back of it. We did not get anything from this tank. It was just destroyed, and nothing from that one either. So we got some parts from the mech, which is great. Site inventory. This is going to show you like all the parts that were there and what we were getting. It's just a little bit more of a granular level of what the parts were. So here's that salvage. Deploy a salvage crew to collect supplies and any of the equipment. That takes 6 hours. So now I can advance time, and you're going to see all these meters go. This is also going to rest our pilots. Advance the daytime. Boom. So then I'll pause this, and as I zoom in, we've got a base that we can go up against now. We also have a village. So I would probably move over here to the village if I was going to do anything and take that out first.
Okay.
But let me show you really quick what the customization looks like, and then we'll look at wrapping up here.
Okay, sounds good.
Let's do this unit here, or maybe do I have enough to build? Nope. All right. So I'll go back to our units, and we'll start on this one here. So when you go into the edit, it pulls it up. You've got a few options here. I can leave it here and just move around and do all my edits while it's on the back of our big bus. I like this background where we go into this virtual environment, and this lets me see a little bit better on what we're working on here. So every mech has a left and a right item, upper body, right arm, left arm, lower body. And there's some crazy detailed stuff that you can go into it. So if I click on left item, or I'm sorry, do upper body, these are all the options we have. You're going to see all the details for your mass, modifiers, thrusters, all the stuff that you can do to really customize what your overall health is going to be on it. So you can see the integrity is just going down a bit on certain items, but also like my mass goes up, my heat dissipation goes up. So you can make something more nimble, or you can make something that's a bit more like tanky when it comes to what you want. As far as so we do have an uncommon item that we can equip if we wanted to, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And now we've got this uncommon heavy shotgun that I can put on there if I wanted to. Left arm, I can change out, and they all have their own like unique look to them on what they were going to be. So if I wanted to have like this Elbrus medium level, and again, I'm just doing this more for show rather than like an actual build.
Sure.
But I've got this uncommon body part we can put on. And lower body. Let's do these legs. Upper body, I think we'll keep... Ooh, I kind of like that way that one looks. Alright, so now that I have this over here for the livery, you get all of these different schematics that you can start to apply to your items, but also your arms. So I can have complete mismatch if I wanted to. There's going to be rare...
Are these liveries also something that you just pick up in the world, or do you just have a ton of these to begin with? I see some that say uncommon or rare. Did you have to find those?
Some of those are already there, but I think when you break things down also, you have the ability to get them from there as well. So if I went with like that Arctic sky, that's applied there now. You can do something like this. Just a real silly looking.
Oh, yeah.
And that would be then going back to editing parts. So like this particular person's been edited as far as we want. Now I could go back and show you. Let's see here. I like the way that this one looks quite a bit.
Oh yeah. Who's that? Is that Johnny?
No, I think that this one was me.
Okay.
So again, I went with on this particular one. I stayed within this particular officer look, but I was using some of the different variations to give some distinction to it.
Sure.
Even with the weapons, I just really like this look on this one. I thought that was really cool. And I think the mechs look really neat. Like I know that you're a Gundam fan, but I do think that these mechs have a pretty neat look to them, like a transformer.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely something more industrial about these, but they look cool. I like the gun designs. I think
they're pretty neat for sure. And again, at the workshop, if I wanted to build a part, I'm building standard issue parts right now, so I just use up some of my resources to do that. That's just going to be other things to apply to particular builds if I wanted to. So then we can come back out to the world, and I can move my character around towards this village. And then it gives me the option, like I can disengage, which I'm going to. So now I'm in an area where like I can go in and fight and do that. And as I move around, more stuff happens there.
How much time have you put into this game so far?
I think like maybe 2 to 4 hour range, somewhere in there. so not a lot, but again, there's a lot of downtime tinkering, as you can see. Like this game's a bit slow, which I don't mind. It's just
Sure.
like
It's methodical.
it's a very methodical game. Like everything's very intentional. Everything needs to be placed. Like it's a cool game. I had a hard time at first, and I still am, like finding my footing with like moving through things and understanding all the systems that are there, because it's pretty dense. But I really appreciate the style. I think the look of the game is really cool. I like the sound of the game, and I do like aspects of the combat quite a bit. There's something very satisfying about sneaking in and making your mechs like use that timeline to their advantage. But yeah, I think all in all, Phantom Brigade is a pretty damn cool game. It seems very polished for early access, and I'm excited to see what other updates Brace Yourself rolls out with this game as it continues to progress.
Definitely. How much did you say it was?
$30. $30
Okay.
for early access, and you can lock that price in, so you can get this game for 30, and then as it might, I don't know what its final price will be, but as you progress forward, and the rollout of it, it could go up in cost as well.
Sure.
So yeah, man, this has been Phantom Brigade. We play games like this on stream Monday and Friday nights. Chase joins me sometimes for games on Mondays and Johnny on Fridays. But the three of us get together every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Central to tell you about the games we've been playing, or the games that are coming out, or more obscure things in our deep dives at the Casual Hour live. We post those podcasts every Friday morning at 9 a.m. Central on any podcast platform that you like. You can follow along with all of our stuff there. As I mentioned at the beginning, if you've enjoyed this quick look, there's plenty of other ones on our site that Chase and I do here on YouTube as well. Make sure to tune in, like, subscribe, follow along for all the goodness of the Casual Hour, and we'll be back live on Twitch, in your ears on podcast, and with some quick looks here on YouTube. Chase, appreciate having you on. Thanks for joining me for this.
Yeah, thanks for showing it to me.
Take care.